Before the gold grills, the touchdown dances, and the name Ochocinco became a pop culture headline, there was just Chad Johnson, a kid from Liberty City, Miami, who refused to quit. In this story, we'll trace his journey from poverty to Pro Bowls, from sleeping in stadiums to streaming FIFA for income. You'll see how his rough childhood shaped his discipline, how he built an NFL career through obsession, how he turned entertainment into brand power, and how he outsmarted the financial traps that destroy so many players. This is the real Chad Ochocinco, the showman, the worker, the thinker, and the man who built freedom, where most only find fame. Roots and resilience. Chad Javon Johnson was born in Liberty City, Miami, a place known more for survival than opportunity. He grew up surrounded by poverty, gangs, and instability. His father wasn't around, and his mother did everything she could just to keep food on the table. That childhood left marks, not emotional scars, but financial lessons. Chad learned early that if you don't have it, you make it work. He wore the same sneakers until they split. He didn't get new clothes every year. He saw what it meant to stretch $1 and to go without. So, years later, when people called him cheap, he laughed. Because in his mind, that wasn't being cheap. That was being smart. He once said, "You can't miss what you never had." I never had luxury, so I never needed it. That mindset became the foundation for everything that followed. Growing up in Liberty City didn't just give him toughness, it gave him financial awareness. It's why he never cared about designer labels, and why he could play in the NFL and still live like a college kid. That humility wasn't weakness, it was armor. From nowhere to notice. Out of high school, Chad didn't have big-time offers. He wasn't a 5-star recruit or a blue-chip name. He went to Santa Monica College, a junior college in California, where he crossed paths with another undersized grinder, Steve Smith, Sr. Both had the same chip on their shoulder. Both were told they were too small, too cocky, too unpredictable. But Chad's raw talent was undeniable. His routes were crisp, his confidence contagious, and his willpower unmatched. Eventually, Oregon State University took a chance on him, and in just one season, he changed their program. 37 catches, 806 yards, 8 touchdowns, and an 11-1 record capped by a Fiesta Bowl win. That was enough to get him noticed. In 2001, the Cincinnati Bengals drafted Chad Johnson in the second round of the NFL draft. But his real work was just beginning. He wasn't handed the spotlight. He had to earn it. Inch by inch. Route by route. The unbeaten path to the NFL. Most players come into the league with entourages, stylists, and new cars. Chad came in with a mission. Early on, he struggled, dropped passes, mental mistakes, bad routes. Some coaches doubted if he'd last more than a season. But Chad had something that couldn't be coached: obsession. He stayed after every practice, running rows alone in the dark. He slept inside Paul Brown Stadium to avoid rent and to be close to the grind. He trained with track coaches and soccer players to improve his footwork. He even watched film of Deion Sanders for swagger and Jerry Rice for precision. And his diet? Pure chaos. He ate McDonald's every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but he worked out like a machine. He once told ESPN, "People always said I couldn't eat McDonald's and play at this level. But I outtrained everybody eating McDonald's every day." It's genetics, work ethic, and mindset. For Chad, it wasn't about perfection. It was about consistency. He didn't try to out-eat, outlift, or outspend anyone. He just outworked them. The discipline behind the flash. Chad became known for his celebrations, river dances, backflips, gold teeth, and pure charisma. Fans saw a showman. Teammates saw a worker. He was the first guy in and the last one out. He ran extra routes after practice until his feet bled. He took cold baths every night to speed recovery. He never missed a single practice. Off the field, he didn't drink, didn't party, and didn't blow money. He once stayed in a stadium for years instead of renting an apartment just to save money. He said, Why waste money on rent when I basically live at work? He wore fake jewelry from Claire's because he didn't see the point of buying diamonds. He flew Spirit Airlines. He drove used cars. And when people laughed, he smiled. Because he was building real wealth. While others sought validation, Chad was building longevity. His mindset was simple. I can't get cut for showing up early. I can't go broke if I don't overspend. Every touchdown celebration was earned through discipline disguised as fun. Money and mindset. Over his 11-year career, Chad earned more than $48 million in salary alone, and he kept most of it. He saw what happened to players who lived fast and loud, cars, jewelry, big homes, gone by retirement. He refused to be another story on ESPN's 30 for 30, broke. He said, I watched too many teammates go broke trying to look rich. I didn't need to play that game. Instead, he invested in experiences, not things. He made friends with fans instead of accountants. And he kept his circle small. After retirement, that mentality stayed strong. He didn't need endorsements or broadcasting jobs. He created his own lane. He became a streamer and FIFA player, making real income online. He joked that he pays his bills playing FIFA, but there's truth in it. He monetized what he loves. He hosts charity matches, challenges fans for money games, and built a digital fan base bigger than some current players. Ochocinco turned FIFA into a side hustle. Proof that creativity and discipline go hand in hand. For Chad, the game never stopped. It just moved from the gridiron to the console. The brand of Ochocinco. When Chad changed his name to Ochocinco, people thought it was a joke, but it was branding genius. Long before athletes were influencers, Chad was one. He turned every touchdown into a marketing moment. He made headlines, stayed on Sports Center, and sold jerseys. Not because of controversy, but charisma. He used entertainment to stay relevant in a league that forgets names fast, and behind the character was control. He understood that football ends, but your image pays forever. That's why you still see Ochocinco trending long after he retired. His celebrations weren't ego, they were strategy. Every end zone dance was an investment in his future brand. He knew that if the NFL wanted stars, he'd give them one, on his terms. Legacy. Chad Johnson finished his NFL career with 766 receptions, over 11,000 receiving yards, 67 touchdowns, 6 Pro Bowls, and 4 All-Pro selections. But numbers don't define him. Principles do. He taught a generation that confidence isn't arrogance if you can back it up. That being flashy doesn't mean being foolish. That you can celebrate on the field and still live smart off it. When asked why he didn't splurge, he said, "Peace of mind is the greatest flex. I don't owe anybody and I sleep good at night." That's the real unbeaten path, because most players chase fame. Ochocinco chased freedom. Today, he's known as one of the best route runners of his era, one of the smartest money managers in football, and one of the most authentic personalities the league has ever seen. His journey from Liberty City to the NFL wasn't just about catching passes. It was about catching perspective. Lessons. Chad Ochocinco. Johnson didn't just outplay defenders, he outsmarted the game. From Liberty City to the league, from sleeping in stadiums to streaming FIFA, he proved you don't have to follow the blueprint. You can become one. His path wasn't about perfection. It was about purpose. And in a sport where everyone tries to spend, Chad Johnson showed the world how to save. Work like you're broke. Celebrate like you're blessed. That's the Ochocinco way.